You don't expect it until one day you're calling an ambulance for someone you love. Or worse, someone is calling one for you. And by then, it might already be too late. Hi, I'm Dr. James Carter, and today I want to talk to you, not just as a physician, but as a human being who's held the hands of too many patients and families after a stroke changed everything in the blink of an eye. Let's talk about stroke, or as we call it medically, a cerebrovascular accident. It sounds clinical, I know, but the truth behind that term is raw and life-altering. Why does stroke happen? A stroke happens when the blood flow to a part of your brain gets cut off, depriving brain cells of the oxygen and nutrients they need. Within minutes, brain cells start dying. Now imagine this. Every minute a stroke goes untreated, nearly 2 million brain cells die. That's how devastating it is. There are two main types. One, ischemic stroke, caused by a blood clot blocking a vessel in the brain. This accounts for about 87% of all strokes. Two, hemorrhagic stroke, caused by a burst blood vessel in the brain, leading to bleeding and pressure that damages brain tissue. There's also a warning sign known as a TIA, transient ischemic attack, or mini-stroke, symptoms that come and go within minutes or hours. But don't be fooled. A TIA is a huge red flag. What age group is most affected? Traditionally, stroke was known as a disease of the elderly. And it's true, the risk increases dramatically after age 55. In fact, the majority of strokes happen in people 65 years and older. But here's the twist, and the reason I'm speaking with so much urgency. Young adults are now having strokes, in their 40s, 30s, even 20s. Yes, you heard me right. I've personally cared for 28-year-olds with no prior health conditions, arriving to the ER half paralyzed, unable to speak. The look in their eyes, fear, confusion, helplessness, is something I will never forget. What are the warning signs of a stroke? There's an acronym we use, B-E-F-A-S-T-B, balance, sudden loss of balance or coordination. E, eyes, trouble seeing in one or both eyes. F, face drooping, one side of the face looks uneven. A, arm weakness, can't lift both arms evenly. S, speech difficulty, slurred or strange speech. T, time to call 911. And time is everything. If you or someone around you shows even one of these signs, call emergency services immediately. Don't second-guess it. Minutes matter. Why are so many young people having strokes? Now, this is the part that really breaks my heart. We're seeing more and more young people, students, professionals, even athletes, having strokes. And the reasons are complex, but painfully clear. Chronic stress. Life today is high pressure, hustle culture, endless deadlines. Our sympathetic nervous systems are constantly on overdrive, and stress raises blood pressure, a major risk factor. Sedentary lifestyle. We sit all day. Work, Netflix, social media. Lack of movement contributes to obesity, diabetes, and poor circulation, all risk factors for stroke. Unhealthy diets, high-sodium fast food, sugary drinks, processed snacks, they're everywhere. And over time, they clog arteries and raise blood pressure. Smoking and vaping. Yes, even vaping. Nicotine narrows blood vessels, and recent studies suggest young vapers may have a higher stroke risk than even cigarette smokers. Undiagnosed medical conditions. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, even congenital heart defects. Many young adults don't go for annual checkups, so these silent threats go undetected. COVID-19 and long COVID have also been associated with increased clotting risk, and we're only beginning to understand those long-term effects. This isn't just a medical problem. It's a wake-up call. Let me be brutally honest. I've seen the regret in a mother's eyes when she tells me she wished she had told her son to get checked. I've seen the fear in a young man's eyes as he tries to speak, but can't form the words because his brain is fighting for oxygen. A stroke doesn't just affect your body. It can rob you of your voice, your memories, your ability to walk, to think, to feel, even to recognize the people you love. But here's the good news. Up to 80% of strokes are preventable. That's not just hope. That's science. You can lower your risk by keeping your blood pressure in check, eating a balanced diet, exercising regularly. Even 30 minutes a day helps. Not smoking or vaping. Managing stress, and I mean really managing it. Meditation, therapy, walks in nature, unplugging. Getting yearly checkups, even if you feel fine. Final words from the heart. If you take away anything from this today, let it be this. Don't wait. Don't think you're too young. Don't assume it only happens to other people. You are not invincible. But you are in control. Your future self, your children, your partner, your friends will thank you for the choices you make today. So be kind to your brain. Nourish it. Move your body. Sleep well. Laugh more. Live better. Because your life is not meant to be cut short by something preventable. This is Dr. Carter, and I hope you never have to meet me in an ER. Stay safe. Stay aware. And please, F.A.S.T. What if I told you that the most powerful medicine to prevent a stroke isn't found in a pharmacy, but in your kitchen? Hey, it's Dr. Carter again. If you watched my last message, you already know how devastating and fast a stroke can be. But today, I want to show you something equally powerful. Something life-saving, but far more hopeful. Let's talk about food. Not just what we eat, but how we fuel our bodies. You see, food can either be your slowest poison or your greatest form of preventive medicine. Over the years, I've watched patients change the course of their health not with a bottle of pills, but with a fork and some knowledge. So today, let me walk you through 10 foods that I recommend to my patients. Foods that literally help prevent strokes by fighting inflammation, improving blood flow, lowering blood pressure, and protecting the brain. And I'm not talking about exotic superfoods. These are real, everyday ingredients. You might already have them in your fridge right now. 1. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, etc. Let's start with the green heroes. Leafy greens are packed with folate, vitamin K, fiber, and potassium. Why is that important? Folate helps reduce homocysteine levels, a chemical that, in high amounts, damages arteries and increases stroke risk. Potassium regulates blood pressure, which is the single biggest modifiable risk factor for stroke. And vitamin K? It's a clotting regulator, keeping your blood just fluid enough to flow freely, but not clot where it shouldn't. I tell my patients, just one serving of dark leafy greens a day can reduce stroke risk by as much as 20 to 30%. 2. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines. This is brain food, literally. Fatty fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA, which reduce blood pressure, lower triglycerides, prevent blood clots, reduce inflammation in arteries. Inflammation is one of the quiet killers behind strokes. If your blood vessels are constantly inflamed, plaque builds up. That's how blockages happen. Omega-3s work like tiny firefighters, calming the storm inside your vessels. I recommend eating fatty fish at least 2 times per week. 3. Nuts and seeds, walnuts, almonds, flaxseed. Tiny but mighty. Nuts and seeds are full of healthy fats, magnesium, and plant-based protein. Here's why they matter. Magnesium helps relax blood vessels. Flax seeds are loaded with alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, another stroke-fighting omega-3. Walnuts have polyphenols, which protect blood vessel walls. Eating just a small handful a day, maybe with oatmeal or yogurt, is enough to improve your heart and brain health. 4. Tomatoes. Let's talk lycopene, a powerful antioxidant found in tomatoes. Studies show that people with higher lycopene levels in their blood have significantly lower risks of stroke, especially ischemic stroke. Lycopene fights oxidative stress, which damages vessels, improves blood lipid profiles, reduces arterial stiffness. Here's a tip: cook your tomatoes. Lycopene becomes even more bioavailable when heated, like in a tomato sauce or soup. 5. Berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. If leafy greens are the defenders, berries are the healers. Berries are full of anthocyanins, which reduce blood pressure, increase nitric oxide, a compound that opens blood vessels, fight plaque buildup. Research from Harvard showed women who ate berries 3 times a week had a 32% lower risk of stroke. Just 3 times a week. They're sweet, natural, and healing. Nature's medicine in a handful. 6. Avocados. Avocados are one of the richest sources of monounsaturated fats, which lower LDL, bad cholesterol, raise HDL, good cholesterol, help regulate blood sugar and blood pressure. They're also loaded with potassium, more than bananas, which helps prevent blood pressure spikes, a major stroke risk. I call avocados a healthy heart, wrapped in a creamy package. Add them to salads, toast, or smoothies. Easy and delicious. 7. Garlic. This one's ancient. Garlic has been used for thousands of years to support circulation. Contains allicin, which has anti-inflammatory and antiplatelet effects. Helps lower blood pressure. Improves vascular elasticity. Garlic works almost like a natural blood thinner, keeping blood moving smoothly through the brain's tiny vessels. Even 1 to 2 cloves a day can make a difference. Just be mindful if you're on blood thinners already. Always talk to your doctor. 8. Green tea. When my patients ask me for a healthy drink, I say, green tea over soda, every time. Green tea is full of catechins, natural antioxidants that improve artery function, lower LDL cholesterol, help reduce clot formation. People who drink 2 to 3 cups a day show lower rates of both stroke and heart disease. It's warm, soothing, and protective. 9. Citrus fruits. Oranges, grapefruits, lemons. Citrus fruits are packed with vitamin C and flavonoids, which strengthen blood vessels, improve circulation, reduce arterial inflammation. The compounds in citrus, especially hesperidin and naringenin, have been shown to reduce stroke risk, particularly in women. I often tell patients, start your morning with water and a squeeze of lemon. It's simple and powerful. 10. Sweet potatoes. Last, but not least, sweet potatoes. They're not just tasty. They're full of fiber, potassium, and antioxidants like beta-carotene. Help regulate blood sugar. Important, since diabetes increases stroke risk. Lower blood pressure. Provide slow, steady energy instead of sugar spikes. They're especially good when baked or steamed. Just skip the marshmallows. Final thoughts. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. Look, I'm not saying you can never eat a burger or indulge in dessert. I'm human too. But what I'm saying, as someone who's seen what stroke can take away, is this. Every small change you make, every healthy bite you take, is a step away from that hospital bed. Eat for your brain. Love your arteries. Nourish your life. Because the strongest medicine may just be the food you choose every single day. Stay safe. Stay empowered. Stay curious. This is Dr. Carter, and I'll be here, cheering you on, one bite at a time.